I walked into my parents' home and instantly heard Monica laughing to a room full of relatives. She's a failure. Honestly, she can't keep a job to save her life. Everyone went silent when they saw me. My throat dried, my ears rang. She met my eyes with a smug smirk. I wanted to speak, but I couldn't. I turned to leave, but my mother grabbed my wrist and whispered, "Honey, we're just worried about you." The humiliation was unbearable, and I realized Monica wanted me to hear it. She had planned this moment. I stood there, frozen, watching my entire family look at me with pity in their eyes. My father avoided my gaze completely. My aunt shook her head slowly. My younger cousin looked embarrassed for me. Monica's smirk grew wider as she watched me struggle to maintain composure. Then her phone buzzed loudly in the silence. She glanced at the screen and said loud enough for me to hear, "Don't worry. She'll never be competition." Competition for what? The question burned in my mind as I finally pulled away from my mother's grip and walked out the door. I hid in the kitchen until I stopped shaking. My cousin pulled me aside and whispered, "Monica told us you got fired again." I never got fired. That's when it hit me. Monica had been lying intentionally. I found her in the hallway and confronted her quietly. She rolled her eyes. "Oh, relax. You're too sensitive. I'm just telling the truth, you won't." Her casual cruelty stunned me. How long had she been doing this? I thought back to all the family gatherings where people asked me uncomfortable questions about my job situation. All the sympathetic looks. All the job offers from well-meaning relatives. It had all come from Monica's lies. She leaned closer and added in a low voice, "Besides, nobody needs to know what you actually do. It's not like it matters." But it did matter. More than she knew. I had spent 3 years building something real while she spread her poison. My company had 40 employees now. We had 6 ongoing contracts with major clients. A partnership with a national firm was pending approval. I kept everything private to avoid seeming like I was bragging, but that privacy became the weapon Monica used against me. On my drive home, something snapped inside me. I looked at my phone and scrolled through emails from Wittech Consulting, the company I built from nothing. Messages from clients praising our work. Updates from my team about successful projects. Contract renewals worth hundreds of thousands. Everything Monica claimed didn't exist was thriving. I pulled into my driveway and sat in silence, staring at my phone screen. Why had I kept this secret? My mother called asking if I was okay, but I didn't answer. Instead, I opened my laptop and checked our company dashboard. Revenue was up 30% this quarter. Employee satisfaction scores were excellent. We had just been nominated for an Industry Innovation Award. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. My stomach dropped as I read it. "Is it true you're unemployed? Need to confirm for our article." Article? What article? Who was writing about me? I called the number immediately. A woman answered professionally. "This is Kathleen Torres from the Business Chronicle. I'm following up on a tip about local entrepreneurs facing hardship." My hands started trembling. "What tip?" I asked carefully. Kathleen explained that someone contacted her newspaper claiming I was struggling financially and bouncing between jobs. They suggested a human interest story about career challenges. "Who told you this?" I demanded. She hesitated, then said quietly, "Your sister." My vision blurred with rage. Monica had contacted the press to publicly humiliate me. But Kathleen wasn't finished. "There's something else," she continued. "Someone also emailed me anonymously asking if I wanted dirt on you. They mentioned failed business ventures and debt." My stomach turned. Monica wasn't just spreading lies to family anymore. She was trying to destroy my reputation publicly before I could establish it. I asked Kathleen if she would meet me in person. She agreed, curiosity evident in her voice. After hanging up, I sat frozen in my car. This wasn't sibling rivalry anymore. This was sabotage, calculated and deliberate. I thought back to college and suddenly remembered something that had bothered me for years. A scholarship I never received despite my professor assuring me I was the top candidate. I grabbed my phone and searched for Professor Hamilton's contact information. He was retired now but still answered his university email. Professor Hamilton responded within an hour, surprised to hear from me. We arranged a video call. His face appeared on my screen, older but kind. "Anna, what a pleasant surprise," he said warmly. I asked him about the scholarship from 8 years ago. His expression changed. "I sent a glowing recommendation for you," he said slowly. "Your sister picked it up from my office. She said she'd deliver it directly to the scholarship committee." My chest tightened painfully. "I never received any scholarship," I whispered. His face fell. "Oh no. Anna, I'm so sorry. Your sister assured me she would handle it personally. Monica had intercepted it. She had stolen my chance at funding that could have changed my college experience." Professor Hamilton searched his files and emailed me the original letter. It was dated correctly and marked with a note, "Never received by admissions office." The recommendation was beautiful and detailed. It would have guaranteed me the scholarship worth $15,000. Money I desperately needed at the time. Instead, I worked 3 part-time jobs while Monica enjoyed family support. For her own education, the betrayal cut deeper than I expected. This wasn't recent jealousy. Monica had been sabotaging me for nearly a decade. I decided to talk to my mother, hoping she would finally see the truth. She listened quietly as I explained everything, but her response crushed me. "Sweetheart, Monica just wants to protect you from disappointment." "Protect me? From what?" my mother continued. "You've always been sensitive. Monica worries you'll get hurt if you aim too high." I stared at her in disbelief. My family saw me entirely through Monica's curated lens. Years of her comments had shaped their perception completely. "She's too fragile. She can't handle stress. She's not like me." Every criticism Monica made, my parents absorbed as truth. I left my parents' house feeling more alone than ever. That night my father called. He sounded nervous and uncomfortable. "Your sister asked me to co-sign a loan for her new business idea," he said carefully. "She told me she needs to succeed so you don't feel like the only failure in the family." I was shaking with anger. Monica was using me as a pity prop to get money. "What kind of business?" I asked through gritted teeth. Dad explained it was some kind of consulting studio for small businesses. My blood ran cold. "Dad, did she show you a business plan?" He sent it over email. I opened the document and my worst suspicions were confirmed. Monica's business pitch was almost identical to a proposal I had made 3 years ago at a family dinner. I had shared my vision for WIT-Tech Consulting excitedly, explaining how I wanted to help small businesses with their technology needs. Monica had sat there quietly, asking detailed questions. I thought she was being supportive. Instead, she was stealing my concept. Every major point in her proposal came from my original idea. The target market, the service structure, even the pricing model. She had copied everything and presented it as her own innovation. I called my father back immediately. "Dad, this is my business model. I presented this exact idea years ago." He sounded confused. "Sweetheart," Monica said, "she developed this herself. She's been working on it for months." I realized Monica had been planning this for a long time. She would launch her version of my business while telling everyone I was unemployed. Then she would be the successful sister with a thriving consulting company while I remained the family failure. My phone rang again. This time it was Paige, my old high school friend. "Anna, we need to talk," she said urgently. "I heard some things and I feel terrible about not saying something sooner." My heart pounded as I waited for her to continue. Paige explained that Monica used to tell their friend group that I would never amount to anything. "We thought she was just being a typical competitive sister," Paige said. "But recently I've been wondering if it was more than that." Then Paige revealed something that made my blood run cold. Monica once told a group of girls at a party that I had dropped out of college because I couldn't handle real work. Complete lies. I had graduated with honors. But Monica's lies had spread through our social circle for years. People I barely knew had opinions about my supposed failures. You need to see something, Paige said quietly. She texted me screenshots from a group chat. I scrolled through them, my hands shaking. Monica mocking my clothes. My pathetic jobs. My failed relationships. My weird ambition. Then one message hit me like a physical blow. I'm not letting her get ahead of me. She won't win. Not this time. Win what? What competition existed only in Monica's mind? Another message made my stomach drop. She'll freak out when she sees the gala guest list. She won't be invited anyway. What gala? I searched my email inbox frantically. Then I found it buried in my spam folder. An invitation to a major industry gala. But not just any invitation. The invitation was for a technology and innovation gala hosted by the Regional Business Coalition. I was listed as the keynote speaker representing WIT Tech Consulting. The event was in 2 weeks. I had missed multiple planning emails because they went to spam. My assistant must have been trying to reach me. I checked the guest list attachment and my heart stopped. Monica's name was there, listed as VIP guest. How was that possible? I called my assistant Mia immediately. She answered on the first ring. Anna. Thank goodness. I've been trying to reach you about the gala. Mia, why is Monica listed as a VIP guest? There was a long pause. Monica emailed us 3 weeks ago. She said she was your manager and requested a VIP ticket for networking purposes. My jaw dropped. My manager. Mia sounded mortified. I'm so sorry. She seemed very professional and knew details about your schedule. She also requested access to your speaking notes. My speaking notes contained confidential information about our clients and upcoming projects. This wasn't just lying anymore. This was corporate impersonation. Mia, did you send her anything? I asked carefully. No, thankfully. Our compliance officer flagged it as unusual and blocked the request. I exhaled with relief. Who's the compliance officer? Brandon Hayes. He wanted to speak with you about it anyway. Brandon Hayes called me within 5 minutes of my conversation with Mia ending. He was direct and professional. Ms. Whitfield, I need to discuss a security concern with your company. He explained that he reviewed the emails from Monica and immediately recognized them as impersonation attempts. This wasn't a misunderstanding, he said firmly. This was deliberate fraud. He asked if I wanted to pursue legal action. I hesitated. Not yet. But I need to know everything she tried to access. Brandon's voice grew more serious. There's more. Also, called our main office line pretending to be your executive coordinator. He played me the audio recording. Monica's voice, professional and confident, asking about company valuation, shareholder information, and upcoming partnership details. She was fishing for confidential business information. My skin crawled. Monica wasn't mocking me for being a failure. She was terrified I might succeed. There's something else, Brandon continued. She tried to schedule a tour of your headquarters. Tour? Why would she need to see our office? I think she wanted to see if the company was real, I said slowly. She still doesn't believe I actually built something successful. Brandon agreed. The tour request was denied, but one of our security staff reported seeing someone matching her description trying to enter the building last week. Monica had been stalking my company, trying to find proof of my success or failure. The gala was in 12 days. She would be there expecting to network and probably planning to undermine me somehow. The morning of the gala rehearsal, I arrived at our headquarters downtown for a final preparation meeting. As I entered the lobby, I nearly collided with Monica. She looked shocked to see me there. Oh, I'm just visiting a friend who works here, she stammered. Wait. Security had no record of her having clearance to visit anyone. Which friend? I asked calmly. She waved her hand vaguely. Someone from college. I forgot her desk number. Before I could respond, she glanced nervously at the wall displaying portraits of our company leadership. The founder's photo was prominent, but my official CEO portrait hadn't been installed yet because I preferred to keep a low profile. Monica still didn't know this was my company. She thought she was visiting some random tech firm. "I should go," she said quickly, practically running toward the exit. A junior employee approached me after Monica left. "Excuse me, Ms. Whitfield. Isn't that the woman who tried to sneak into the strategy briefing last week?" My stomach dropped. What happened? The employee explained that Monica had somehow gotten past the front desk and tried to enter a closed-door meeting. She claimed her sister owned the place, but we thought she was lying. Security escorted her out. Her sister. Me. Monica had been telling people I owned a tech company, but nobody believed her because I kept such a low profile. The irony was almost funny. The next weekend, I attended a family lunch at my parents' house. I had almost cancelled, but something made me go. Monica arrived late, making a dramatic entrance as usual. Halfway through the meal, she stood up and announced loudly, "I have exciting news. I'm partnering with a major tech company soon. Big things are coming." Everyone applauded and congratulated her. I knew immediately she was talking about my company. She must have convinced herself that her VIP invitation meant she was forming some kind of partnership. The delusion was staggering. Then Monica looked directly at me and said, "Unlike some people, I actually work hard for my success." Everyone's eyes turned to me. The familiar shame and anger rose in my throat. But this time I didn't stay silent. "I don't appreciate the way you talk about me," I said quietly but firmly. Monica laughed. "Oh please, Anna. Stop acting like you're someone important." Her confidence was stunning. Her entitlement breathtaking. She genuinely believed she was better than me in every way. "You'll see at the gala who really matters," she added with a smirk. But she had no idea who the gala was honoring. She hadn't read the invitation carefully. She just saw VIP next to her name and assumed she was the star. I smiled slightly. "I'll see you there, Monica." She looked confused by my calm response but quickly recovered her superior expression. "Try not to embarrass the family," she said. I left the lunch early. In 1 week everything would change. The night before the gala, I couldn't sleep. I rehearsed my speech repeatedly, making sure every word was perfect. This wasn't just about proving Monica wrong anymore. This was about finally being seen by my family for who I really was. My phone buzzed with a text from Paige. "I'll be at the gala tomorrow. Monica's been posting about it all week." "She has no idea, does she?" I responded simply. "No, she doesn't." The next morning, I dressed carefully in a navy blue suit. Professional but not flashy. I wanted my work to speak for itself. My assistant confirmed everything was ready. Security was briefed. The AV team had my presentation loaded. The guest list was finalized at 200 attendees. I arrived early through a private entrance reserved for speakers. Monica would be arriving through the main lobby where she could take her photos and feel important. For now, I waited backstage, watching the guests arrive on a monitor. Business leaders, local politicians, journalists, and entrepreneurs filled the elegant ballroom. Then I saw Monica arrive wearing an expensive designer dress. She immediately started taking selfies in the lobby, posting them to social media with captions about networking and success. A staff member tried to direct her inside, but she insisted on staying in the lobby for photos. "I want everyone to see me arrive," I heard her say through the monitor. Classic Monica. Always performing. Monica finally entered the ballroom, and I watched her work the room on the monitor. She introduced herself to strangers as an emerging business consultant and tech industry insider. She name-dropped my company repeatedly, implying she had connections there. Some people looked impressed. Others seemed skeptical. I saw her approach a journalist and start talking animatedly. The journalist looked confused but took notes politely. Then Monica said something that made my blood boil. "My sister wasn't invited tonight. This event is for real professionals." Several guests nearby turned to stare at her. The journalist looked uncomfortable. Monica didn't notice. She was too busy bragging. Staff member approached me backstage. Ms. Whitfield, we're ready to begin in 5 minutes. I nodded and took a deep breath. This was it. The moment everything changed. I walked toward the stage entrance and waited in the wings. The lights dimmed in the ballroom. Conversations quieted. The host, a well-known business leader, took the stage. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our annual Innovation Gala. Monica was near the front, her phone ready to record. She wanted to capture everything to post later. Tonight, we honor the entrepreneurs and innovators who are shaping our region's economic future, the host continued. Our keynote speaker is someone who embodies these values completely. Monica smiled, probably thinking they were talking about someone she could network with. Please clear the way for our keynote speaker and CEO, a staff member announced loudly. The host's voice rang through the ballroom. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the brilliant founder and CEO of Whittech Consulting, Anna Whitfield. Spotlights hit me as I walked onto the stage. The room erupted in applause. I looked directly at Monica in the crowd. Her face drained of all color. She looked like she might faint. Her mouth opened in shock. Her phone slipped from her hand. People around her noticed her reaction and whispered. I reached the podium and took a moment before speaking. Thank you all for being here tonight, I began. My voice was steady despite my racing heart. 3 years ago, I started Whittech Consulting with a simple mission, to help small businesses navigate technology challenges without breaking their budgets. I spoke about our growth, our clients, our team. I shared success stories and lessons learned. The audience listened intently, engaged and supportive. From the stage, I could see Monica's face cycling through emotions. Shock, confusion, anger, disbelief. She turned to the woman next to her and whispered something frantically. The woman shrugged, equally confused. My speech continued for 20 minutes. I discussed innovation, perseverance, and the importance of believing in yourself even when others don't. Some people will tell you that you can't succeed, I said, my eyes finding Monica again. Some people will underestimate you, dismiss you, or actively work against you. But your success isn't determined by their opinions. It's determined by your commitment to your vision. The applause at the end was thunderous. People stood. Monica remained seated, frozen. After my speech, I stepped off stage and was immediately surrounded by people congratulating me. Business cards were exchanged. Partnership discussions began. Journalists requested interviews. I smiled and graciously accepted their praise while keeping an eye on Monica. She was pushing through the crowd, her face red with fury. She reached me and grabbed my arm. We need to talk. Now. Security moved to intervene, but I nodded to let her approach. She pulled me toward a quieter corner near the exit. You tricked me, she hissed. Her carefully applied makeup was smudged from angry tears. No, Monica. You lied about me. Constantly. 4 years. Kept my voice calm. She broke down, the emotions cycling rapidly. First, she cried and apologized. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I was just scared. Then she blamed me. You should have told the family. You made me look stupid. Then she begged. Please don't tell everyone what I did. Please. It was chaotic and manipulative. Classic Monica, trying every angle to regain control. 2 security officers approached us. Ma'am. One of them addressed Monica. We need to speak with you about the impersonation attempts on Ms. Whitfield's company. Monica's eyes widened. Her face went pale again. What? Well, that was just a misunderstanding. The security officer pulled out his phone. We have recorded phone calls and emails. The police may want to discuss this with you. Monica looked at me desperately. Anna, tell them it was a mistake. Before I could respond, my parents rushed over. They had been sitting near the back, and confusion covered both their faces. Anna, my mother said breathlessly. What's going on? Why didn't you tell us about your company? My voice cracked slightly as I answered. Because every time I tried to grow, Monica cut me down. Every achievement I shared, she twisted into a failure. I stopped trying to make you see me because you only saw what she wanted you to see. My father looked at Monica, his expression hardening. He had always defended her, always made excuses. But standing here, seeing the security officers, seeing the evidence of her lies, something shifted in him. "Monica," he said slowly, "did you actually try to impersonate your sister?" Monica's tears came harder. She tried to explain, but the words came out jumbled and defensive. "I just wanted to know if it was real. I didn't think she could actually do it. I needed to protect myself." "Protect yourself from what?" my mother asked, hurt evident in her voice. "From her succeeding while I failed," Monica shouted. The truth finally came out. Everyone always loved Anna more. She was smarter, kinder, more creative. I had to make myself look better by making her look worse. The ballroom had grown quiet around us. People were staring. My father said the words I never thought I would hear. "Monica, we enabled you. We let you hurt your sister because it was easier than confronting you. And we're so sorry, Anna." Monica's face twisted with defensive rage. "You're all turning against me. Fine. I don't need any of you." A journalist approached cautiously. It was Kathleen Torres from the Business Chronicle. "Ms. Whitfield, could I ask a few questions about your company?" Monica panicked. "Don't talk to her. She doesn't know anything. I'm the one who..." Kathleen turned to Monica. "Actually, I'd like to ask you about the impersonation claims. Is it true you contacted me pretending your sister was unemployed?" Monica's eyes darted around, looking for an escape. "That was just... I was trying to help her get publicity. By claiming she was a failure." Kathleen's pen was poised over her notepad. Monica tried to backtrack, deny, explain, but with each word she dug herself deeper. Other journalists noticed the commotion and approached. Cameras came out. Monica's carefully constructed image was shattering in real time. Someone had already posted a video of her shocked face when I was introduced on stage. It was spreading online rapidly. "Please," Monica turned to me, trembling. "Don't let them ruin me." But this wasn't my doing. Monica had ruined herself. For years, she had built her identity on tearing me down. Now that foundation was crumbling. Security escorted her out as she protested loudly. My parents stood nearby, looking devastated and ashamed. The gala continued, but the energy had shifted. People kept approaching me with sympathetic looks and words of support. Several attendees shared their own stories of difficult family dynamics. I felt exhausted but somehow lighter. The truth was finally out. Later that evening, Mia informed me that Monica's social media posts about the gala had been deleted. Too late though. Screenshots were everywhere. The next morning, I woke up to hundreds of messages. The story had gone viral online. "CEO confronts sister who spread lies about her success," read one headline. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Most messages were supportive. Former classmates reached out to apologize for believing Monica's lies. Distant relatives expressed shock and offered support. A few people defended Monica, saying I was being cruel by exposing her publicly. But the majority understood what had happened. A pattern of sabotage spanning years. That afternoon my father called. "Anna, can we meet? Your mother and I want to talk properly." We met at a quiet coffee shop far from our usual family spots. My parents looked like they hadn't slept. My mother's eyes were red from crying. "We failed you," Dad began. "We chose comfort over truth." Monica was always so demanding, so emotional. It was easier to believe her version of things than to dig deeper. Mom added, "Every time you tried to share good news, Monica would immediately have a crisis that needed attention. We prioritized managing her over celebrating you." They apologized sincerely. For believing lies. For comparing me to Monica. For not seeing me. For making me feel invisible in my own family. I forgive you, I said quietly. But things need to change. I won't accept being treated as less than Monica anymore. They both agreed. It was a start. Not perfect but real. My phone buzzed with an email. It was from the Regional Business Coalition. They wanted to feature WITTech Consulting in their annual report. News of Monica's loan application being revoked reached me through Dad. The bank had seen the news coverage and decided she was too high risk. Her credit application for starting her consulting business was denied. Part of me felt guilty. Another part felt like justice had finally arrived. Monica had tried to steal my concept and use me as a pity story to secure funding. Now she was facing the consequences. I focused on my company instead. We signed our biggest contract yet. A 3-year partnership with a national retail chain worth over $2 million. My team was ecstatic. We celebrated with a company lunch where I thanked everyone for their hard work and dedication. You all made this possible, I told my 40 employees. WITTech's success is because of your talent and commitment. Brandon Hayes pulled me aside afterward. You know, a lot of CEOs would have handled the Monica situation differently. You showed real grace out there. Shrug. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted the truth to be known. 2 invitations arrived in my email that week. Both were for national business conferences requesting me as a keynote speaker. My assistant was thrilled. This is incredible exposure for the company, Mia said excitedly. I agreed to both. It was time to step fully into my role as a business leader. No more hiding. No more keeping quiet to avoid making others uncomfortable. A board member approached me with an interesting proposal. Have you considered expanding? Maybe opening a second office? The suggestion intrigued me. Where were you thinking? Your hometown, he replied. There's a real need for tech consulting there, and it would be full circle for you. The idea of opening an office in my hometown consumed my thoughts for weeks. It would mean facing the community where Monica's lies had spread the furthest. But it would also mean reclaiming that space. Proving my success where I was once called a failure. I presented the proposal to my board. They approved it unanimously. We found a perfect location. A renovated historic building downtown with exposed brick walls and high ceilings. Modern and professional yet warm and welcoming. The renovation took 4 months. During that time, I divided my time between our main office and the new location. Hiring local talent, meeting with potential clients, building relationships with the business community. Word spread quickly. People were curious about the woman from their town who had built something significant. Some remembered me from high school. Others knew me only through Monica's stories. Now they were seeing the truth. Monica had gone quiet on social media. According to Paige, she had moved to a different city and was working at a regular office job. No more grand entrepreneurial claims. No more social media bragging. Just quiet existence. I didn't reach out to her. Neither did she contact me. The distance felt necessary for both of us. My parents visited the new office site several times during construction. Dad was genuinely impressed. You built something real, Anna. Something that helps people and employs them. We're so proud. Mom added. I'm sorry it took us so long to see you clearly. Their words meant more than I expected. Healing wasn't instant, but it was happening. The grand opening was scheduled for exactly 1 year after the gala. Another full circle moment. The night before the grand opening, I couldn't sleep. I walked through the empty new office, imagining it filled with my team tomorrow. 20 new employees had been hired locally. Former classmates, friends of friends, talented people who deserved opportunities. One wall displayed our company values. Innovation, integrity, community, support. Another wall would soon hold photos of our team and clients. This space represented everything I had built despite Monica's interference. Everything I had become when I stopped letting her define me. My phone buzzed. Paige was texting me. Excited for tomorrow. The whole town is talking about it. Smiled. Good talking, I hope. The morning of the grand opening arrived with perfect weather. Sunny and warm. We had invited local business leaders, potential clients, press, and community members. My parents arrived early, dressed up and nervous. "We brought something," Mom said, handing me a framed photo. It was from my college graduation. Me in my cap and gown, smiling proudly. "This should have been on our wall years ago," Dad said. "Instead of hiding your achievements, we should have celebrated them." I hugged them both, feeling emotional. The guests started arriving. Former teachers, old friends, local entrepreneurs, curious community members. Everyone wanted to tour the office and hear about our services. I gave a short speech about Whittaker's mission and our commitment to the local community. "This town raised me," I said. "Now I want to give back by creating opportunities and supporting local businesses with technology solutions they can afford." The applause was genuine and warm. As the celebration continued, I stood near the window watching people network and enjoy refreshments. My assistant approached with a concerned expression. "Anna, there's someone outside. She says she's your sister." My heart stopped. Monica was here. "Does she want to come in?" I asked carefully. Mia shook her head. "She said she just wanted to congratulate you. She doesn't want to cause a scene." I walked outside slowly. Monica stood on the sidewalk, looking smaller somehow, less confident. Her designer clothes were gone, replaced by simple jeans and a sweater. "Hi," she said quietly when she saw me. "Hi, Monica." We stood in awkward silence for a moment. Then she spoke in a rush. "I'm not asking for forgiveness. I know what I did was horrible. I sabotaged you for years because I was jealous and insecure. I wanted to be the successful one so badly that I tried to make you fail." Her voice cracked. "But you succeeded anyway. Despite everything I did, you built something amazing. And I need you to know that I'm genuinely sorry." I studied her face. She looked sincere, broken even. "Why are you here, Monica?" "Because you deserve to hear me say it. You were right that night at the gala. I created a competition that never existed. I made you my enemy when you only ever tried to be my sister." Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I'm in therapy now, trying to figure out why I did those things. It doesn't excuse anything, but I'm trying to change." I believed her. Not because I was naive, but because I could see the difference. The performance was gone. This was just Monica, raw and honest. "Thank you for telling me," I said simply. Monica nodded. "I saw the articles about your company. You're helping a lot of people. That's who you always were. Someone who lifts others up." I tore people down. She wiped her eyes. "Your employees posted about how much they love working here. Your clients praise you constantly. You deserve all of it." I felt something shift inside me. Not forgiveness yet, but maybe the beginning of it. "Are you doing okay?" I asked. I shrugged. "I'm figuring it out. Working a regular job. Living simply. Learning who I am without the competition and performance." She glanced at the office behind me. "This is beautiful, Anna. Really. I'm proud of you." It was the first time Monica had ever said those words to me. "I should go," she said. "I just wanted you to know. I'm sorry for everything." She started to walk away, then turned back. "Maybe someday, if you're willing, we could try to be sisters again. Real sisters. No competition. No lies." I didn't answer immediately. The wound was still too fresh. But I didn't say no either. "Maybe someday," I replied. She nodded, accepting that, and walked away. I watched her go, feeling a strange mixture of sadness and relief. Monica was facing her consequences, learning hard lessons, growing up finally. Inside, the celebration continued. I returned to my office, to my team, to my success. My parents found me later. "Was that Monica outside?" Mom asked gently. He nodded. "She apologized." Dad looked surprised. Really? I think she meant it." They exchanged glances. Mom said carefully, "Whatever you decide about your relationship with her, we support you. You don't owe her anything." I appreciated that. For once they were putting me first. 1 year later, Wit Tech Consulting had grown beyond my wildest dreams. We now employed over 100 people across 2 offices. Our client list included major corporations and small businesses alike. Industry publications regularly featured our innovative approaches to technology consulting. I stood in the lobby of our hometown office, watching my employees collaborate and laugh. The space buzzed with creative energy. My team was celebrating another successful quarter with an office party. Balloons, cake, and genuine happiness filled the room. I had been invited to speak at the Women in Technology Leadership Summit next month. The topic: Building Success Despite Obstacles. My story resonated with people. Not because it was unique, but because it was universal. Everyone has faced someone who tried to diminish them. Through the window, I noticed someone standing outside on the sidewalk. Monica. She stood there quietly, not trying to come in or make a scene, just watching. After a moment, she turned to walk away. Something made me step outside. Monica, I called. She turned surprised. I don't want to interrupt your celebration, she said quickly. You're not interrupting, I replied. We stood in silence for a moment. Then I asked, how are you doing?